Hey there, hero. It's David H. Lawrence, the 17th, and a couple videos we've done now on how to work your way through one facet of neurolinguistic programming. Something I studied a few years ago, really has been helpful to me in terms of my consulting, my coaching, my work. I actually made a big mistake with NLP. NLP helps you understand and clarify and reduce conflict and tension. And I thought, I know NLP now. Maybe I'll start analyzing my characters and help them with their conflicts, because all characters have conflicts. And when I play a role, boy, was that a mistake. Oh my gosh. Because when we're acting, when we're telling stories, when we're on camera, when we're doing, dramatic or comedic series, we don't want conflict resolution. We want more conflict, because that's what's fun to watch, right? We want people who are trying to get something and can't get it, or they overcome at the very last minute. Not easy. We don't want to make it easy. So I stopped doing that. And I actually started analyzing my scene partners, their characters, not them as actors, but their characters, so that I could heighten the conflict that my character was feeling. I found that to be helpful. Anyway, a little side story. So we talked about, the last couple of videos, we've talked about working our way through the outcome frame, which is a series of questions that you ask yourself when you want to resolve something, when you want to reduce conflict, when you want to get yourself unstuck, when you want to move from one place in life to another place in life. And the first question that we asked was a doozy: what do you want? Or asking yourself that question, what do I want? Sky's the limit. World is your oyster. What do you want? And then we talked about sort of clarifying that so that it was something that you could actually take action on. And then the second question in the outcome frame, the second question that an NLP practitioner would ask a client, or that you can ask yourself, is, what would having that do for me? And asking that again and again and again until you get to the actual core of why you want what you say you want. So the third question in the outcome frame for me is just delicious. It's just delicious. It's like, oh, so that's what you want, and this is what you think that having that will do for you if you get what you want. This one really forces you to face the situation. There's a number of others that we won't get into that follow on, and maybe I'll give you that as a bonus at the end of this video, one or two of those. But the third question is, how will you know you have it when you get it? Now, in some cases, if the what do I want was very specific, well, you'll know you have it when you acquire what you want. I have a better relationship with my agent, or with my kids, or I have lost 20 pounds, or whatever it is. That's the way you know what you want. But the question isn't really how will you know you have it when you get it about what you want, but it's actually how will you know you have it when you get it about what will having that do for you. So if you got to the point with what will having that do for you where it's like, I'll be healthy, or I'll feel safe, or I'll feel loved, or I'll feel appreciated, or I'll feel engaged, I'll feel excited, I'll feel successful, right? How will you know you have it when you get it? Because sometimes we go for things, we create a path for ourselves, maybe we get some great coaching or consulting or some great teaching that helps us move down that path, or at least in the right direction. And we don't really know when we've arrived. We don't realize, this happens to me all the time in our workouts on VO Heroes, when people get on mic and they start working. I find that most people don't really know how far along they've come, or how good they actually are. They don't know that they've gotten what they wanted. Now, a better relationship can always get better. Losing 20 pounds, if you're 100 pounds overweight, you can lose more weight. There's always ways to up the ante, and again, to move from where you were to where you want to be, and then from where you are there to where you want to be again, right? So that third question of how will you know you have it when you get it is just awesome, because it forces you to keep checking in with yourself. Am I doing what I want to do? Am I getting what I said I wanted to get? Am I getting what I thought I would feel, what I would be like, how my mind will work when I get there? Because you're testing it. You're taking a piece of litmus paper and you're dipping it in the solution and you're seeing what color it turns. And you're checking to see if it's the right color or if it's the wrong direction. You know, maybe what you thought you wanted, you didn't really want. Maybe what you thought you'd have when you got what you wanted isn't really what you're getting. And maybe the complete opposite. Maybe you know what you want. You know what you're going to have when you get it, what will having that do for you? And you can clearly see what happens when you get what you want. How will you know? Those first 3 questions of the outcome frame really help channel your efforts, as opposed to just throwing stuff against the wall and seeing what sticks. Oh, maybe I'll take a voiceover class from David, or maybe I'll, look online and see what the best microphone is, or maybe, all of these maybes, if you get very specific about things, it can be really useful. Now, after those first 3 questions, there are other questions in the outcome frame. It depends on who you take NLP from. I took my NLP from NLP Marin, which is kind of a direct descendant of the Bandler and Grinder original NLP. And I've had conversations with other friends of mine who've taken NLP, and it's really, it's a lovely and joyous experience. It's not like, it's very uncult-like. It's very awesome. It's very awesome. And the outcome frame is really, really useful. I use it all the time, sometimes without knowing that I'm using the outcome frame, right? But the questions that follow on are also very, very useful. Once you ask, what do I want? What will having that do for me? How will I know that I have it when I get it? There are other questions like, how will that change the rules around how you live your life? And we use this in the Believe program, because once you start to make changes, guess what? The rules are going to change too. The things that you used to rely on, the things that used to pay you off, some of them aren't going to work anymore. Also, when you get what you want, what will happen to the way the people around you treat you? Will those people who assumed you were struggling, seeing you not struggle, will those people change how they treat you? What will having that do for you do to increase or decrease the connections that you have with other people? It's just a fascinating thing to me. I was thinking of apologizing for getting so esoteric and deep in this stuff, but I have a feeling that there's probably something in your life that this might help you take care of. And if there is, now's the time to let me know in the comments below. Has any of this helped you? Has any of this made you a little bit more introspective in a critically organized way, right? As opposed to, God, I don't even know where to begin. I hope so. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to have you on my mailing list. Go ahead and fill out the Get on the List form at the bottom. That's pretty easy to do. And I know all kinds of things that will help you know when you get what you want if you do that. I'm David H. Lawrence, the 17th. I thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.